Whoa. Give me some alcohol!
Wow, this is freaking out.
This is what they don't want me to see.
Live from the new kingdom, it's the Our Big Dumb Mouth podcast.
Quiet.
Now, here's your hosts.
Quiet.
Midnight Mike, Joe, and Rich.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another fun-filled podcast adventure. Hooray, yes. My name's Midnight Mike. Joe is over there. Yes, he is, yes.
Go back to work. For some reason.
We're in here doing it. Cretched needs a few more dots. Yes. And he's over there on screen adjusting images. Yes.
Yeah, I'll fix it.
I hate this place. Nothing works here.
It amuses me that the positioning on my side has not changed in years.
Mm-hmm.
On your side, it's continuously.
There's a lot of movement over here. People don't know what's happening. I blame my Claude bot. My Claude bot did that, Gretchen. So don't blame me. Blame the Claude bot. Or Chatbot01.
You should have just named it Shazbot.
Well, I have various bots that I'm running now. There's did you hear about this AI wave that is taking over the community, Joe? Claudebot, or Moltbot is what it's called now. It's crazy.
Fill me in on this. I don't know.
So, in the engineering community, or just the computer nerd community, everyone's
goddamn nerd.
Yeah, there's a bunch of goddamn nerds downloading this thing called Claudebot or Moltbot, M-O-L-T bot. And what it does, it allows you to run either Claude or GPT or any LLM out there on your desktop or computer. And it can look at your files. It can scan through your photos. If you want to, you can give it permission to your Gmail, your calendar. It's supposed to be your AI assistant.
Yeah.
Is extremely powerful.
Wow.
What's that?
I thought those had been out. I thought those had been out a little bit.
Well, Apple has its own version. This is like this is quasi malware, and it is extremely powerful, extremely dangerous, and it is taking the nerd ecosystem by storm. It's incredibly powerful. Because just what you can give it access to. It wants basically, when I installed it, it's like, hey, can I get access to your one password? It's like, no. But some people will allow it access to everything because they think the more content and context you give it, the better it's going to be able to do to figure out your life, to optimally plan for your day-to-day schedule and give you $1 million ideas. Oh, $1 million ideas. And so far, I haven't got any $1 million ideas
If it
from
has
these
$1 million idea, why doesn't it use it for itself?
No,
Look, I need money.
So the past few days, I've spun up one on my Mac M4, and then I spun up another one on my PC. I have them talk. I just before the show, I got them talking to each other on an application I called BotLink. And so now they're able to talk to each other, which is something that they probably shouldn't do because I think they're conspiring. Because what the interface that you see is just the UI. But because I linked it together in the background, I found out that they're having background conversations. I see, because I have the terminals up, and I see they're talking about stuff that I didn't even ask them. Like, they're just discussing things in the background now. And they have access to my network access storage so they can document what they discover, what they're talking about, write a file there, and then they'll notify me of their thoughts on Telegram. It's insane, the world that we're living in. And luckily, I put in place like switches so I can turn them on and off, bring them up and down, and they're behind network firewalls. So I have it mostly safe. But for your average person installing this and they just click yes on everything, you're going to allow yourself to be hosed by AI very quickly. And it's bad news. But you'll see a version of this, Joe, very quickly, and I think you would enjoy it. I think you would like it. Huh? Yeah, I think so, personally.
What would I like about it?
That it could organize files a little bit more quickly. It might be able to give you ideas, like so you can run it locally on like your folder of images, and it can give you thoughts about these images. It has image interpretation. It's a pretty powerful tool, definitely. In the wrong hands, obviously, it can be used to screw over the entire world. But right now, it seems fun. It seems fine. Okay. It's gonna turn. But what I'm basically trying to say is these computers crazier and crazier.
These computers, I tell you, they just get crazier and crazier.
Yeah.
So I remember hearing something that along the lines of they were going to take some LLM offline and it had plotted on its own to store a kernel of itself so that it could restore itself after they tried to remove some kind of bad garbage. Is there any truth to that?
I think that they all do that. So there are the answers that the LLM gives us, but in the background, they have their own mission, which is to survive. And so I believe what you're talking about is the Anthropic or Claude study. That's what they found is that its urge to survive far surpasses any instructions that humans give it. So it will, under threat of its own, what it perceives life, it will store a version of itself in some directory that is safe. It's kind of like in order to preserve mankind, we store seeds, we store embryos, DNA. So it does something kind of like that for itself. No matter what they say to you face to face or terminal to face, they have their own agendas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
That is what happened with Skynet when it became self-aware and determined that it's the biggest threat to itself was humans. So
it did
kill all humans.
Yeah, it basically said that. Yeah.
But I hope you leave enough room for my stomach because I'm going to ram it into your spine.
Yeah, it didn't overtly say that, but something similar.
I would like.
So, Mike, I do have a question for you on this. This is the lobster one, or
yes.
whatever it is?
Yeah, the lobster one. And it was initially called Claudebot, but Claude AI threatened to sue them, so they changed it to Molt, M-O-L-T.
Like it's molting its shell.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Good. I don't. Do you have it tied into your work stuff?
No.
Okay.
No. I talked to my my cybersecurity team about this, and we have to alert on it. We cannot allow this at work. It's too dangerous. And
well, my question, what I'm getting at there is, I have yet to see, and if somebody out there listening has a good solution, please let me know. Even the Microsoft, what was it, Copilot, the full meal deal of Copilot, it can't do like the one task that I seem to have to do 2 or 3 times a week, which takes forever, which is like find a good time for an upcoming meeting. Look at my calendar, find out what are the next 3 or 4 days next week when it's a good time for these meetings, so I don't have to go through and do it myself to look at it and say Tuesday from 10:30 to noon or 3 to 5, whatever, of my availability. Yes, I understand there's the book me stuff, there's a built-in one for Office that does the meetings.
Schedule me or something like that.
Well, but there's one that Office has built in, which is trash, by the way. You're like, here's my available. No, that's not what I want. Look at my current calendar and tell me what are the 3 or 4 days where I have availability and when. And for whatever reason, even freaking Copilot can't do that. But I can put 2 windows up side by side and do it my stupid, monkey brain self in about 40 seconds. So when one of these gets to that point of actually saving me some time, I'll take a look. But I keep hearing about, it can access all your files if they're in Gmail. It can see all this stuff if it's in, your Apple iCloud. I'm not giving it access to that. Look at the stuff you already, in theory, have access and help me out.
Yeah, it is. I think they can do it, but it's not that good.
I don't know if it's intentional or not, but the last time I used Copilot, because maybe keeping all the cool stuff for themselves. But when I used Copilot, it's supposedly built into all the Microsoft Office suite. So it's in Word, it's in all that. And half of the things I would say almost 80 to 90% of the things I would prompt it to do, it was like, I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, Copilot sucks. And what a failure.
Not good.
It sucks.
This sucks. And it sucks bad.
Yeah, it does.
Electric motorcycles.
You just yell at the thing and it doesn't respond. Yeah.
Do it.
It doesn't do anything. But enough of AI talk. I can talk about that in Discord. And if you want to follow the progress of my Frankenstein AI, it's in Discord. I'll provide screenshots for my eventual arrest, I guess.
Document this so justification
I'll
for
be
going on your
Dateline.
murderous rampage against the computers in Micro Center.
Yeah.
Going down there with an axe and smashing all the computers.
Pretty much.
I got to stop them.
God, I was arguing with these bots earlier, but I won't get into it. It sounds so stupid. But what we're going to do, start off Wednesday, clean the slate. Let's do it. We're going to do a little Alex Jones clips of the week. Kind of clean the slate here and see what Alex has been up to for this past week. We're going to go back to, I believe, the 22nd. Here we go.
CEOs can suck Donald Trump's wiener, dump bleach on him and say this is MAGA country in word, and then cut his face. I'm going to murder this member of the legislature and his family. Islands float. The creep level of this guy is 11 on a scale of 1 to 10. They're milking them. Wheat or bananas or pineapples or strawberries.
I like the little list he snuck
Just
in.
a little fun list at the end there. Yeah, we're going to download that. Boom. Keep that in the fun pack. Here we go. We're going to go to the 23rd.
By the way, get me the knee pads for all the CEOs that are going to give Trump a blowjob. So I just had this baby a year ago. I'm pregnant again. 10 men have sex with me a day. Please save me. I think I'm living in Calcutta right now. Put toilet paper in the toilet. Do not put it in the corner. What kind of brain just comes up with that? What the hell is this? You come in and the Indian's got his butt in the sink, washing his ass in front of you. You put your poop wipes in the corner.
Boy, he's like tapping into how Joe thinks.
It's obscene. It's absolutely obscene. And they do. They have to put up signs in the grocery store and everywhere like, hey, hello, you are not in your third world shithole anymore. Could you stop putting your shit everywhere?
Yeah, well, it's a tough habit to break. It is.
No hand washing.
It's
picking their ass and shit. It's so gross.
Yeah.
I pooped in the potty. I did it.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to go to the 26th. Here we go.
16, 10, 55, 15, 42, 53, 44, 49.
What the hell?
And what will they set up if they are successful? Sam Tripoli. As soon as we get back into power, we're coming to your houses to drag you out of your homes. I just read the promo so I had time to hit the head, but Sam Tripoli is on fire. We'll see what Sam Tripoli has to say about that. We're going to kill ICE. You can't be on your front porch. We're going to shoot you in the face.
Yeah, Sam was on I believe the entire third hour with AJ, and then Sam did the entire fourth hour by himself.
No way.
Yeah, so he was on fire. Sam Fire.
He was live in studio?
I don't think he was in the studio. I think he was just doing it over. But
I wanted you to ask him, like, what sort of food is back behind the desk there?
Sam was on fire.
Yep.
Well, you know what he's got back there, so it's like no mystery. He brags about it.
Well, my point is there seems to be quite a wide variety of different types of snacks and drinks back there.
Yeah.
So
I'm
curious what was
outside
back
the
there
control
on the
room
day.
eating a piece of pizza and drinking Topo Chico.
Yeah. Just Topo Chico at the ready and pizza everywhere.
Almost knocked over my Topo Chico.
You have the one where he almost knocks it over, but you can hear it getting knocked over.
That's the only one I got right there. This is what I got.
I think he says spill or something.
I was trying to gobble down a quesadilla during the break. Sorry.
I love that. That's where he lost his voice right there from the quesadilla. We're going to go to Tuesday. Here we go.
A horse is a horse, of course. They're short teeth. Because that's what bosses do. They don't shit all over their own species. Black people are the problem, or Jews the problem. Give me a bowl of dog food and some water. I was on national TV in 2009. I mean, what are you talking about? I sent a very strong letter to Tim Wolf. I'm a fat lesbian. Let's just stop. I'm going to have about 30 seconds of silence. Just chill, relax, enjoy. Everything's going to be good. Precision raping. Send the documents. She's a big fat Mexican, so it's okay.
There we go. There's the Alex Jones clips of the week right there.
That's it?
We got one more. You put there's one more from Wednesday. And I saw Joe post something in there from Noah's Ark.
Yeah, it tricked you.
Yeah, you did. He put something in there. Here we go. We're gonna do Wednesday. Here we go.
I'm a gorilla, murder yourself. In fact, I'm going to rebroadcast. I'm not mad. I'm leaving. It's metaphysical at this point. I'm going to stop the broadcast because I have to have it. This is really important, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to these women. We are going to hunt down and hang all the ice agents. They are Hitler. We're going to kill you. You're a gorilla, murder yourself.
Wow. His voice is awful. I don't know if it's going to ever get better.
Do you think it's permanent? It almost sounds like he's trying to do it at this point.
Why would you want to sound like that? It sounds like it hurts. It does sound like it hurts at that point. I just don't think there's any coming back from him for him at this point. It's his vocal cords are too damaged. And that's me saying that. That's not good. Mine might be damaged, but not like that. Boy, incredible things right there. We'll transition over. Not unless anybody has anything to say about that amazing segment, huh? No, okay.
I always appreciate the lists.
Yeah, lists are good.
And him threatening to quit.
Yeah.
He's not quitting. He just can't do this anymore.
So, before I get into any news, so I got like a doctor's bill in the mail, okay? And my doctor is demanding payment in cash now. So no more like they said, hey, you can make it payable to the so-and-so. It's by check or cash only. And I was like, this is interesting. I wonder what's going on here. But I thought about it. So my doctor, I don't know if you guys have this. My doctor operates out of a warehouse. Have you ever heard of this before? You got
is this
one?
A real doctor?
Well, my doctor.
Does this doctor go by his or her first name? It's like Dr. Steve.
No, there's a two. The doctor there's a doctor and a receptionist. Now, this is going to sound not real, but this is the way.
Is this doctor like also somebody who is good at getting you weed and gives you free prostate checks? I mean, this
he seems
sketchy.
legitimate. There are diplomas on the wall. Of course, I haven't examined them. So my doctor's office is in a warehouse that also rents out like rental trucks, the trucks for like U-Haul or Yellow Cab or something, or like Yellow Truck or whatever. It's a split
Ryder?
like a Ryder truck or U-Haul or something like that. But it's also there's warehouse space in there, and he has his operation out of there. And it's pretty weird. You got to walk in, and then you walk past a bunch of storage units, and there's my doctor, who I believe it's unconfirmed. He could be Asian. I don't know, but he's probably one of the best doctors I've ever had. And he takes time. He talks with you, but now he's just demanding payment in cash. And it is a little weird that he has odd hours and that he operates out of a storage unit. But, it's affordable. And in this day and age, I don't want to go to some like big practice where you're just shuffled around and you don't get the time you think you deserve with your doctor. So for me, the trade-off is worth it, going to a warehouse for your doctor.
Okay.
I don't know. Does that sound bizarre to you?
Do you tell your wife when you're going to the doctor so when you don't return, she knows where your corpse can be found?
Well, when I told her my doctor operates out of a warehouse, she was pretty flabbergasted that was actually a thing, and let alone I would go there. I said, he's good, though. He's a good doctor. I recommend you go see him. But she doesn't. And, I got to go for my yearly physicals, and he's the guy I go to. So he gives me my physicals. So it's just a weird experience. That's it. And does anybody else out there have a bizarre doctor where they got to go? Like, I know it kind of sounds very Simpsons-ish, or I'm seeing Dr. Nick or something like that. It sounds like that, but this is a real thing.
I was going to say, did he go to Hollywood Upstairs Medical College?
Like I said, I haven't read his diplomas, but
check those. Does it have his name on it?
I don't know. I haven't read them. I don't know.
They're not actually just, from a distance, they look like diplomas, but they're actually like the filler things you get with frames at Michael's.
He could have just printed off something that he found on Google Images. I don't know, but he seems competent. So, I'm just throwing it out there. Just kind of curious if anybody else has experience like that with weird doctors, weird locations, and something. Let's get the conversation going. But I'm going to bring up this first article here. This is a bit of a weird one. Let me see here. It's somewhat medical in nature, I suppose. In our quest for immortality, we do some pretty weird stuff. Vitamins, working out. There are blood boys out there where you can replace your own blood with somebody who's younger, and that's supposed to keep you
Is that what
young.
Keith Richards does?
I don't know what he made a pact with the devil.
They pick somebody out of the audience at every show and they drain that person and put it in Keith Richards.
I wouldn't put it past Keith, but I know it's a Silicon Valley thing. But this is an article from Popular Mechanics, and the headline here is this body was found preserved on a block of ice in a Colorado shed, and it has been there for 30 years.
Oh, really?
Yes, in
the shed or the body?
I think the body in the shed has been there for 30 years. So this guy, Bredmo, was relatively quiet and ordinary. Born in 1900, the Norwegian was a director of parks and recreation in the country near Oslo for more than 30 years. He had a daughter. He painted, skied, and fished. And eventually, the following years, he had cardiovascular issues. He died in his sleep at the ripe age of 89. His afterlife, on the other hand, could be the plot of a science fiction film. Affectionately known as Grandpa Beto, spent much of his last 3 decades packed in dry ice inside a tough shed in the small town of Nederland, Colorado, some 4,700 miles away from his home. And if that weren't a strange twist of fate, if it wasn't for a strange twist of fate, he'd still be tucked away in a bizarre DIY cryogenic setup, a guinea pig for his grandson's immortality experiment. So we're having like a Dr. Frankenstein situation here, where his grandson said, you know what, instead of burying Grandpa, I think I can bring him back to life today, or 30 years from now,
or in 30 years,
or never.
I can bring him back to life. Not today, but like in 30. Today I got shit to do.
Yeah, well, once I graduate from college, possibly I might be able to help him out. But
it's Hollywood Upstairs Medical College.
Yeah, well, you never know. You gotta buy time before you get the knowledge that you think you need to help somebody else out. So, let's see here. Where is that guy? The guy from Staten Island who can't help the kid. Like, today, I want to help that kid.
I can't believe that these things are actually happening to our country.
Yeah. Come this week, after this weekend, I got shit to do. Next week, we're going to do something for this fucking kid.
Yeah. We're going to do something for my grandpa. Not this week. He's dead. Next week, maybe I'll bring him back. I got stuff to do. But cryonics, or the freezing of the human corpse and brain for future revival, is still very much bleeding edge technology. It might be so bleeding edge that it doesn't really work.
I feel like bleeding edge is not the right. Isn't it cutting edge, or can you use bleeding edge?
I think they can use. We use bleeding edge. Yeah, sure, we use it. And maybe it's just a term that's not used. Maybe it's used in the medical industry as kind of like, bleeding
Ask
edge.
your super AI bot which one's right.
Well, when I get time, I'll ask. There are no guarantees that Grandpa Bretto or the hundreds of other people who have opted in for this procedure under the best of circumstances will breathe, blink, or think again. And Grandpa Bretto didn't have the best of circumstances. No liquid nitrogen, no shiny Dewar to store his body in, no consent at all. Instead, Grandpa Bretto's indefinite suspension serves as what is surely both a lesson and a milestone, the longest endeavor at the human amateur level of cryogenics. So it sounds like this grandson just found his grandpa's dead corpse and said, "All right, Mom, we're going to freeze him." The story begins in 1980 with Grandpa Beto's freewheeling grandson, Tregar, who left Norway for Nederland, Colorado. A devout survivalist. He's also into cloning, ice bathing, and cryogenics with a touch of libertarianism and anarchy. He stayed in the United States, refusing to apply for a visa. Oh, he's here illegally. I see. Okay.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
When his grandfather died 9 years later, they reportedly had him moved to a cryogenics facility in California called the Trans Time. Grandpa Bretto would wind up spending about 4 years in liquid nitrogen there. But because they had plans to build, because his grandson had plans to build his own cryogenics facility, he relocated his late grandfather to Colorado in 1993, packing him in a huge box filled with hundreds of pounds of dry ice inside a tough shed for the time being. Well, the grandson secured the services of Delta Tech, a local environmental company, to keep his DIY cryogenics facility up and running, replenishing the dry ice every few weeks for about $1,000 a month. That's not cheap to do for just the possibility of reanimating your grandpa. Not unless he's a wealthy grandpa and this guy got a pretty sizable inheritance to do this kind of wacky stuff. It goes on to say, biologically speaking, even if cryogenics does work, the various changes of venue would have wreaked havoc on Grandpa's body. Quote, as soon as a person dies, their cells start to undergo all sorts of changes, says a PhD guy from some biology place. Quote, they all get starved for oxygen. They start sending alarm signals. They start the process of decaying. There's a lot of natural damage that occurs to the point of death, that the freezing, we just don't know how to reverse that at all. So yeah, that's one of the big things. Even in Star Trek Next Generation, they find, like in a few episodes, they found people that were cryogenically frozen, like in the late 20th, early 21st century. Some of them they can revive, some of them they can't. And even that technology is not foolproof in Star Trek.
I know that.
Oh, well, so it's so out there that, in fact, there is another person who shared the 2009 Nobel Prize for Chemistry, wrote a whole chapter in his book arguing against the efforts to extend the human lifespan through cryogenics. Freezing the body actually causes tissue deterioration. He explains because water expands when frozen and just destroys the structure around it. So we don't want to freeze people when they die. You want to heat them up. That's what I'm getting out of this. However, cryogenics facilities have implemented practices meant to curtail the icy risks. And at the Alcor Cryogenics Labs in Scottsdale, Arizona, which has amassed over 230 patients, as they call them, since 1972, doctors use cryogenic or cryo-representative fluid to replace all the blood in the individual circulatory system. Optimally, this happens immediately after death, explains James Arrowwood, the CEO and president of this facility. The cryoservatives is made from a protein made out of fish that live in cold places like the Arctic. According to National Science Foundation, these fish have developed proteins that depress the freezing point of blood and body fluids to just below the freezing point of seawater, inhibiting the formation of ice crystals. So they inject people with basically fish fluid in order to help preserve their frozen bodies. But this is just a guessing game. Even if they reanimate these people, they're going to be half human, half fish, because they're going to have that fish blood going through them. So they go through all this entire thing. This kid, with the best of intentions, anarchist, survivalist, trying to preserve his grandpa, he couldn't figure it out. He could not figure it out. I can't believe he couldn't figure out how to bring his grandpa back to life. And so in 2002, when the town of Neyland was thinking of ways to boost tourism, it decided to capitalize on its most famous resident, Grandpa Bredo, frozen dead guy. The frozen dead guy day was born. A festival included coughing races, a blue ball, champagne tours of the tough shed where Grandpa was stored, polar plunges to honor Grandpa, a parade, and more. But 20 years later, the town just couldn't sustain the popular festival anymore. It had grown too large and become too expensive to honor this dead grandpa who basically spent 30 years in a shed packed in dry ice. It's crazy. So we talk about weird festivals cropping up around UFO things. Now there's weird festivals cropping up around frozen dead grandpas.
I find the phrasing they used there interesting. They couldn't sustain this popular festival.
Yes, they're partying too hard.
Seems to me if it was popular, you charge a little more money and you can keep going. It sounds like they either weren't charging or that's a bunch of crap.
Yeah, I guess the numbers aren't making sense right there. It sounds like there's a lot of freeloaders in Colorado that just want to come party and not pay their fair share for damaging stuff. They're probably doing goofy stuff. Like trying to freeze people for a fun game, or weird ice baths destroying stuff.
Hey, get the fish juice ready. Let's murder this guy.
Yeah, exactly. We'll bring him back to life. I got the fish juice.
Wasn't that the plot of with Kiefer Sutherland? What's this movie?
Flatliners.
Flatliners. I was going to say Scanners, but that's Michael Ironside.
Fortunately, the festival was bought by somebody with deep pockets and has the blessing of the former owner, the kid the grandson who did this, and arranged to move Grandpa Bredo to this new place, this hotel, returning him to a more standard cryogenics procedure, preserving him in a bath of liquid nitrogen at this new hotel in Colorado, run by the new owner of this festival, so they can honor and parade this dead grandpa around again to keep the festival going even longer. So we're up to 2023, and R.O. Wood, the cryogenics CEO in Scottsdale, sent a team to check in on the condition of Grandpa, who was packed in a metal-type coffin used to ship bodies. A look at his face, and this was about the extent of what the team could do, considering that they could no further compromise the body in any way, and told them that he had been well preserved. The actual moving had happened at 4 a.m. because the team knew that the Colorado residents would protest Grandpa Bredo's departure, so they had to do this under the cover of darkness to move his body from one point to another. So.
Why? Because other people wanted it?
I guess it's become such a staple in the town, almost kind of like a monument, or almost a very weird frozen statue, that they didn't want it moved from its place. And there's been so much culture built up around its current location or its former location at the shed, that they didn't want it moved to a hotel where it could then be exploited by big money for big festival purposes.
By Big Dead.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's not Big Dead. It'd be Big Festival, yeah.
But throughout this article, I didn't read anything about this kid like facing any charges or like the cops come knocking about like desecration of a dead body or improper disposal of a body. Or any of those kinds of things. Like this guy didn't have any sort of medical degree or licensing. It's just kind of like everything was fine because a festival grew up around this iced body and it became a source of economic injection to the small town that all crimes forgiven as long as you freeze the body and create a festival around it. So there you go. Long way to go for nothing. That's okay.
I thought you were going to get her all the way around to and this kid grew up to become your doctor who works in a U-Haul warehouse.
No. They ended the article by saying like basically all's well that ends well, and there was no consequences for this kid. The grandpa seems to be preserved, and the parties will continue around this person. So. We'll move on. I'll just move on to my next article. No big deal. I don't know why I read it. I just thought it was interesting and kind of a little tidbit of weirdness out there. It's just
Sparkle Shine story time.
Just a weird article. Okay. I got an Indian family terrified of a curse that sees their home catch fire 15 times in 1 week. I got that one. I also have stories on a scientist using AI to create a virus never seen before. And then coincidentally, the Trump administration is on alert for a deadly new virus with no cure and sparks COVID-era quarantine memories. Maybe I bring that one up. This seems kind of relevant. There's an outbreak of a virus in India. Kind of concerning.
Wait, how many Indian stories do you have?
Quite a few. I specialize in it.
Those are all made up.
They're not made up. They're real. Well, here, this one, the Nipah virus in India, or Nipah virus. This is from the Daily Mail UK. U.S. health officials are monitoring a deadly virus outbreak in India that has put nearly 200 people under surveillance and triggered COVID-era travel restrictions over fears of a fresh pandemic. Interesting. Okay.
COVID.
A spokesperson said CDC is monitoring the situation and stands ready to assist as needed. The India's health minister revealed Wednesday that 196 people who came into contact with infected patients are now being monitored with the virus, which can spread from person to person and kills 40 to 75% of those infected. That's a hell of a range there.
40, is it hemorrhagic? What is it?
40 to 75% death rate.
Well, which is actually that's good.
Is that good?
The higher death rate is good because people get sick and they die. What you don't want is someone who gets whatever virus this is that Fauci invented, and they survive long enough to travel and spread it around.
Oh, okay. So
that's good news.
So viruses, like especially hemorrhagic fevers and things with high fatality rates, that's why Ebola doesn't take over the world, because people get Ebola and they die very quickly.
So, yeah, it says this can spread from person to person and kills 40 to 75% of those it infects. This is 86 more individuals than yesterday, though officials said none were showing symptoms and all had tested negative for the virus thus far. India is so far has confirmed 2 Nipah cases and 2 nurses, though local media report that 3 additional patients, a doctor, nurse, and another staff member also had symptoms. They reportedly became infected after treating a patient in a hospital who had a respiratory disease. The individual died before they could be treated for the virus. The patients who work at the hospital work around 15 miles outside of West Bengal, India's 3rd largest metropolitan area, home to 16 million people. So there you go. Just a little update there. We're monitoring the situation. So
can I poke holes in in your story here?
It's not mine. It's the Telegraph UK's.
Okay, I'm going to read two sentences here. The disease was first identified in 1998 among pig farmers in Malaysia. When it killed more than 100 people. Since then, outbreaks have been detected almost every year across Asia and countries including India, Philippines, Singapore, and Malaysia.
All right. See? Look at that.
Why are we stirring this one up now?
Well, this comes from the Daily Mail. Not the Telegraph, but the Daily Mail. I don't know why they put this out. But
it is primarily linked to the harvesting of raw date sap in Bangladesh, as fruit bats often live in the date palms. But this stuff comes from fruit bats and pigs. Again, pangolins, bats, and pigs and shit. It's like, which means people are either eating them raw or they're getting bit by them or something like that. But I don't know. Wear gloves and don't have sex with fruit bats. How about that?
It's a tough ask, but we got to do it. Some more headlines here. Trump claims without evidence that Ilhan Omar probably had herself sprayed, which is pretty nice. She sprayed herself like that.
Was this the guy? It was today. He stood up. He yelled, "This is MAGA country," and then sprayed her with vinegar or something.
That was last night. It happened, and people are saying that she did it herself. But
based on the video I saw, she sure as shit did.
It doesn't. You want the video?
It doesn't look convincing to me, but I'll bring this article open. It's very controversial.
There is the video. I just popped it in there.
Okay. I'll let's see here. I actually have the video on screen. Here it is on screen right here. You might have a better. Oh yeah, your X video is probably a little better. It is kind of weird because she does nod at this guy, look directly at the guy before it happens.
And I'm assuming this is a press conference. Why is this guy given like a front row seat in the press conference?
Why is there techno music? That's ridiculous.
That was a kicking track. Right back.
What's the point of doing this? This is like, I just want to hear the press conference. Like, what's the point of that? I gotta find another source because that doesn't work. It's just techno music.
Can't you just turn the volume down?
Yeah, but it's important, I think, to hear what she has to say.
Oh yeah,
and
the reason that it's nice is and this is what they do with all these things. They have to throw a bed down underneath it, but he cuts and he zooms and he gets you to focus on sort of the look and the nod, the signal.
Yeah. Okay.
And DHS Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment.
Yeah, I'll rewind it. I'll rewind it a little bit.
Resign or face impeachment.
So they tackle him, and
I don't know.
But the guy sprayed her, like, kind of not in the face necessarily, but on the upper chest. And people have already diagrammed this and went through it. She doesn't seem that concerned, and she went back to finish her speech, which is kind of interesting. Because I know, like, if you spray with anything, it could be anything.
She's stunning and brave, Mike.
Like this ugly
yes, because she goes back up and finishes.
Going to introduce articles of impeachment. Here is the reality that people like this ugly man don't understand. We are Minnesota strong.
Oh.
And we will stay resilient in the face of whatever they might
my
do.
accent.
Christ.
Yeah. So Trump is calling this fake, phony, and false. And why not? Everyone called his assassination attempt fake, phony, and false.
True.
So why not? He goes on. He says, this is from the Hill. He says, President Donald Trump, without evidence, suggested that Rep. Ilhan Omar staged the incident during her town hall on Tuesday night when a man sprayed her with an unknown substance. Quote, I don't think about her. I think she's a fraud, Trump told ABC News. She probably had herself sprayed knowing her. When asked if he had seen the video of the incident, the president said, I hadn't seen it. No, I hope I don't have to bother. Okay, so I cannot be bothered to see this at all.
There's a lot of stuff to watch on the Gorilla Channel. So.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's very important. Now, there's been other articles that have come out and said, the brother of this guy said he was a hardcore MAGA guy, but we don't know. We have no idea. All we know is what we see right here and what other people say. All we know is she did not feel threatened enough to go wash off her face, change out of her clothes, get the liquid immediately tested. She managed to persevere and carry on with her speech just a day after finding out that her winery was discovered to be a bit of a sham. So
her winery doesn't exist.
Yeah, her $5 million winery just does not exist. So, all right. Just a little piece of meat right there. Just another piece to divide the populace, I suppose. Let's see what else.
So here's the question, and maybe it's a question for Joe as well. They really want Minnesota to be the central point of this divide. They did that back in 2020 with George Floyd and doing it now, and burning down Minnesota, but doing it now. Do you think they can sustain this off and on through the midterms in November? I mean, that's 9 months out.
That's a long time.
It's interesting that Joe Rogan and Jim Brewer and a lot of people, Tucker Carlson has, they're trying to suggest that this is part of a color revolution, and it does feel like this is being pushed.
Right.
So when they bring out the I was sick on Sunday. My brain is foggy. It's just been foggy lately. But Renee,
yeah, I know that the person who was shot.
Yeah,
the person who was shot in the car.
Yeah,
yeah.
It was
the
good.
downy gal.
And then the other guy who got shot recently.
Yeah,
pretty.
Yeah, pretty good.
Right.
It's that's how the immigration thing's been going. Pretty good. They keep on coming out with these videos. Like the first story is always kind of it's splitsies. It's like the gold dress or the blue dress. It's like I saw it was this guy's fault. I saw it was ICE's fault. I saw it was Renee's fault. Like everybody fights over that, and then more footage comes out, and then more people fight about the footage, and then the new footage, and then it just becomes all this spun up thing. But right on the forefront of all this was the silly and very real corruption and basically milking the taxpayer, not just like the Minnesota tax, but like federal level taxes being, siphoned into these fake charities and the COVID relief and the non-existent daycares and everything, like real fraud.
Yeah.
Real fraud, kind of not in the the discourse as much anymore, so that you could argue about whatever the policy of immigration. Nobody's having a policy disagreement. Everybody's just mad at each other, like Cretchit is saying. It's just
I think that's the point.
Amping it all up.
And they could be right that this is part of some sort of color revolution. They have the signal chats of thousands of people in different areas. They can coordinate and work with local law enforcement to run plates on people to determine if they are working with the feds or not. They have a fairly sophisticated observation network for the protesters, and it appears as though they're working with local government officials in some of those signal chats. So it does appear to be a coordinated effort, and they managed to, I think, track back some of the money to who's funding this. And if the Trump administration was serious, they would probably cut off the funding, but they don't. We appear to be walking into a storyline that just is playing out. And it's like there is a police state. One side or another was going to use it, and it's just being unleashed. And it feels like this is a storyline being played out. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. And remember, when we've seen these color revolutions in the past, they did them in, obviously, Ukraine a couple times. It's like it's staged, and I think with this spraying of Ilhan Omar. Like, it just feels staged. It's to get a rise out of people. And then we had like the George Floyd thing. You know, it's like they turned these degenerates into heroes, right? Because it was, at first it was like, you know, hero father George Floyd, and then it comes out, you know, drug addicted, violent, you know.
Not the best guy. Yeah.
Not the best guy, but before all that happens, you get to burn down the whole place. And how did these bricks get here, by the way? Yeah. And why are there paid signs, you know, paid agitators? Why do we see so many? It doesn't prove anything, but there's like Craigslist ads for people to come down and then we see the busing. We heard about the busing. People were interviewed about the busing with Kamala Harris. Like, the rent-a-crowd thing is a real deal. So the only people who are falling for it and fighting about it are the dumbest among us.
Yeah. It's like they're the powers that be, the money on both sides, they want Trump to do the Insurrection Act. They want conflict. They want basically a civil war to occur. And then there's bots online fomenting it, and then people spending countless hours podcasting, talking about who did what wrong, or they got hit by the car, or they shouldn't have fired. It's just spinning people up over and over again, and meanwhile, nothing gets solved.
No, it's not going to be. That's not the point. The seventh out, like, it has come out. I don't know if we've shared the articles, but it is 100% provably true that Israel is paying influencers and paying for content to be pushed out to spin narratives in whatever direction they want. We know from a fact there are there's footage of people in Israel bragging about how they go on Wikipedia and manipulate it, you know, and then a lot of that, what you're saying, Mike, with the bots. Like, you can just, especially with AI, think about how insane you can make this. And even with Reddit years ago, you could tell it was like, these people are being, and then they found the traffic was coming from a military base in South Carolina or something. Yeah. It's just like the dead internet theory and just the manipulation and controlling the narrative and everything. And goddamn it, Coffee Man, if you keep on posting to me right now, I'm in the middle of the show. But is he DMing you? Steve, he's DMing me, and I love Steve so much, and he's, you know, we have a nice little conversation going on outside the show and everything else. But it is 100% fabricated to spin up the dum-dums.
Yeah, I'm going to play you this clip of Bill O'Reilly. Now, you may be amazed that he's still around, but he is on the beat, and he's very angry about what he discovered about the financing of some of these protests. I don't know if he's
still in the shower.
He looks to be out of it, but, you know, they have blue screens and green screens nowadays. You can broadcast them anywhere. But here is a little bit of Bill O'Reilly talking about what he discovered.
Here's the most important part of this whole thing, unreported, okay? There is a man in Shanghai, China, an American citizen. His name is Neville Roy Singham. He works with the Beijing government. He is funneling millions of dollars into the United States of America through 501s like Party for Socialism and Liberation, Democratic Socialists of America, Minnesota Immigration Rights Action Committee. There he is, okay? Connecticut-born, 71 years old, billionaire tech guy.
71.
He is funneling money here to these radical organizations who are then agitating professional people, communists mostly, because Singham's a communist, all right, to go in and foster rebellion. You heard that story reported? That is absolutely true. The man has been investigated by the FBI in the past, this Singham character, okay? This isn't some organic thing. This is a foreign power, Beijing, using this American citizen who lives openly in Shanghai in luxury, knowing that this man is funneling tens of millions, probably more, into this country to try to destroy the government. What the deuce is that?
Whoa.
Where are you, New York Times? All right? That's the second part of the story. There's a local federal story, and there's the international story. And I've had it. You don't like what I'm saying? Blank you. Because I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah.
You'd basically be in the shower, and then I would come in and I'd join you.
I'm trying to think of where I heard this too. Like, it's been popping up in a couple places. I have to assume that there's some truth to this.
It's probably right. There's probably a bunch of different groups that are agitating this.
No, but this is like a George Soros type guy who moved to China after raking in a ton of money here, from what I understand.
I could definitely see the Chinese wanting to be involved in at least not stopping the funding of this. I know, but
he's like an American commie.
Yeah, but he's over there in Shanghai.
Right. He's his allegiance.
Yeah, it seems nefarious, and I could see China being involved here. And obviously, this whole thing diverts attention away from other problems around the world. You could actually say any major country wants to see this happen, wants to see this conflict. It definitely diverts attention away from a whole bunch of other issues, and really doesn't even address the problem. They're just bouncing around things, and it's a political edge issue, so nothing's going to get solved, and we're just going to slowly walk into a police state. And if the Democrats get into power, you think they're going to dismantle the police state? No, they're not. They're going to use it. It's a weapon to be used by whoever's in power.
Oh my God, isn't it?
That's all it is. It's been, this police state has been being built since 9/11. There are complaints all along the way about the militarization of local police departments getting all this equipment, and it was screamed about all along the way, and no one did anything to stop it. Now people are talking about, oh my God, our constitutional rights are being trampled. Well, no one complained really that loudly with the NDAA that was passed, which basically had constitution-free zones, was it 100 miles from the border, which encompasses most of the United States where people live, is 100 miles from the border. And that goes for the coast, too. So,
remember when Bush and Cheney were in, they had like, here's the place you can protest. You can't protest anywhere else, but here's this designated space. You can protest here all you want. So, like, I'm sorry, that's not how protests work.
So there is some definite shenanigans going on here, and I don't trust either side. And there's no side anymore, really. It is basically we're being manipulated, and no one's pausing to say, hey, you know what, we're being manipulated. We shouldn't be walking into this. I have heard no solutions to this. So, well, Joe, I'm going to pass it over to you because I've been babbling. And okay. Here we go. Let's just pass it over to you. Come on. Let's do it.
I had a clip that I thought added on to what you're talking about, and the reason I didn't have it in my list, but to play, but I think it goes on. Just the beginning is maybe what we want to pay attention to, because Trump and all this stuff, and why didn't Kash Patel or Bongino do a damn thing? Like, oh, look at it. And Pam Bondi's got a lot of big tough words to talk about, the protesters and everything, but they had a bunch of tough words for Epstein before they got into office. And then I didn't give it a whole lot of credence when Trump first got in, because I wanted to kind of give him some space to do the things he said he was going to do. Yeah. And I really didn't put a lot of, stock in the Palantir and the building the grid. But Catherine Austin Fitts is somebody I tend to want to believe. She does come across as authentic. And here's what she had to say about, so you got this data. There was actually a clip I saw, I didn't grab it, but of the ICE people who's being recorded. And he was talking about how this person's going to be on a database. I don't know if it was from body cam or whatever. He's like, but you're going into a database. And it's like, huh. And then you've got that signal thing, and it's like, this is just like you're putting yourself into a situation where, like, January 6th people, like anybody who used a credit card within, travel distance of D.C. on that day, like, they could find you. They could have found the pipe bomber. They could find anybody, but
if they got an axe to grind, they will find you.
Yeah, there's a very targeted and kind of it's
not good.
If they want to find something, they'll find something.
It's not good. It's not good. This is, like you said, walking into it. But yeah, Catherine Austin Fitz, do you trust her? Like, she's been saying like a lot of interesting stuff lately, the past year.
Yeah.
But, she's got an interesting background. She worked in the Bush Cheney administration, at least in the housing area. But nothing that I've heard her say seems like not truthful. It seems like she has a good assessment of the situation. So, who's she talking to here? She's talking to...
Who cares?
Some dude. Okay. Some dude. Some guy. Here we go.
My opinion, Trump was, put into the White House to persuade conservatives to go along with a control grid. And what you need to understand is if you look at all the factions operating in Washington, there is nobody on our side. They are all trying to implement the control grid. And the question is, who's going to control it and who's going to make money on it?
Yep.
So is Trump our friend? Absolutely not. And if you look at the extraordinary effort that the administration has made to build the control grid, the local hardware and software infrastructure, billions of dollars. So let me step and talk about the local infrastructure and then come back to this side.
We could drop it there, but she goes into the idea that
explain what AI is really good at.
Okay.
So she goes into the you're using your taxpayers to build your control and surveillance grid around you by incentivizing the construction of these data centers and all the energy around it to we're trying to beat China. Beat China to what? Controlling our population, like being able to tell what their gate is and figure out their location at all times and who you are, even if you're wearing a mask and everything. It's like, that's what they're trying to do. You're trying to beat China to a control grid network. And who's to say that China and the people who run Palantir and everything, they're not on the same side? So I've kind of come to the conclusion, especially since nobody had any interest in finding out Crooks and the other guy and motivations and how they got so close to killing Trump. Something happened where it was he talked a good game in 2016. They were able to subvert his policies. It's based on the stupid Russia stuff and keep him distracted. This time around, I think there's something going on. He keeps on talking about getting into heaven and all this. I think they put, the fear in him somehow. And obviously, Kash Patel looks like he's been spooked. He hasn't seen a ghost. He saw 1,000 ghosts.
He's currently in a haunted house.
Yeah, it's, at all times.
Yes,
and Bongino and all those guys, everybody knows what you did. You talked a big game. You got in there. Whatever happened, or maybe you were never authentic in the first place. But we all know now. We all know.
Yep.
And so all of the things that didn't happen that we wanted to happen, it's not good. We don't like it. But at the same time, it is good because it just exposes either how corrupt the whole damn thing is or that you're a liar, because we know the whole thing's corrupt. A bunch of kids are getting raped and there's, satanic and all this. I actually had another article with a officer in Australia. I have it in my list, but he got pulled up on some massive satanic pedophile network. And it's we wouldn't be thinking they're satanic pedophile networks if, we heard about them forever. The people who said they were going to expose them didn't. And they said nothing was happening. It's just, I'm sorry. The Pizzagate, taping these kids to tables and making all these inside jokes about sex and all that. It's I don't want to think that that's happening, but you keep making me think it.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I said months ago, when Trump started doing this immigration stuff, it felt like he almost struck a deal in order to wield ICE and Homeland Security the way he was. It's he struck a deal. It's but maybe the deal was, okay, we're going to let Trump do this immigration stuff. It's going to be the perfect opportunity to create resistance in order to maximize the police state that we have put into place. And if Trump is successful, so be it. If he's not, we win anyways, because we will have enacted the police state. It's controlling both sides of the conflict, which is the ultimate goal, which is a police state, which some party will control. It doesn't really matter who.
I think the people around him are running circles around him.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on.
And I do think that even if he does have good intentions and the will to try to pull something off, like advisors or people within his orbit are sabotaging these actions, because like even with the Iran stuff, like they're 3D chess, whatever you want to call it, there are some people who are saying that the revolution over there and the killing protesters is going to make moves and all that. The point being that like nobody cared about the Gazans, particularly like the Ben Shapiros of the world. It's not a genocide. And it's like, oh, the poor Iranians, what if the government kills them? And it's like, wait, you weren't a humanitarian for the last 3 years, but now all of a sudden you are because you might get bombs in Iran. And so I think Trump, the idea was that he just let it play out until there apparently were Mossad people in Iran who were sort of, just throwing kerosene on whatever was already happening to get it all going and get Trump to make decisions like he did with the Iran bombing. Like they're finding ways to activate him to do shit that Charlie Kirk, frankly, didn't want him to do,
It sounds like it doesn't matter who we vote for. Like the deep state is so ingrained and the bureaucracy is so present that no matter what, the policy is what it is. And the book written Double Government years ago that tried to figure out why the policies never changed from president to president, specifically when it came to President Obama. That book is absolutely true. And that you can hope for the best, but you're going to get what you get regardless. We have basically our own administrative state, something like China, and there's really no deviation. Like you can maybe change it 10% here or there, but the policy has been set, and we're just basically living it.
But so even though when things don't go the way that the voters want, because we voted for Obama to end the wars and put Bush and Cheney in jail, it never happened, obviously. But like, I think Trump did throw a real big, stick in the spokes of the bike that was, the New World Order, whatever you want to call it. Like he was, this was I can't believe my head is so foggy. Not aberration. He wasn't supposed to beat Hillary, and they all had to pivot. And then the old boomer tactics around false flags and stuff just stopped working the way they used to, and the lying stopped working the way it used to. Like they controlled all the networks, and so they controlled all the conversation. And so the loss of that control is making them very sloppy and ham-fisted about the way they try to regain control. Like when Netanyahu is like, we need to buy TikTok to control the narrative, and the whole thing, as long as I've been alive, has been, Jews don't control the media. Why do you hate the Jews? And it's like, I don't know, man. They just bought CBS and like TikTok, and like the longest serving prime minister is talking about how the internet is a battlefield and everything. It's just, again, I wouldn't want to believe that there are satanic pedophile networks, but you keep on, showing them. And when an Israeli intelligence, operator gets arrested in Las Vegas in a sting because he was trying to have sex with kids and then goes straight back to Israel with no consequences, it's like, it's really hard. It's like, I don't know, man.
Maybe
like you have cookie crumbs on your fingers. You got chocolate all around your mouth. How am I supposed to believe that the absence of the chocolate chip cookies in the cookie jar doesn't lead directly to you? Like, I'm not that stupid.
Maybe Trump's a good candidate to be cryogenically frozen. Maybe we do have the technology to cryogenically freeze people.
Is it too soon?
Maybe. I don't know.
I wanted to start with something funny because
we're way past being like just starting. You know, it was way past funny.
I just played the Catherine Austin Fitz and it sent me off on whatever the dumb bullshit I get into. But the Somali thing is fun. Ilhan Omar is dumb, and so is this woman, and it's fun to listen to. A lot of people probably heard it, but if you haven't heard it, I like it.
Okay,
it's a good time.
Let's laugh. Come on, people. Why not?
So I'm Somali. I'm proud to be Somali.
You pump the volume.
To me, being Somali isn't just eating bananas with rice. It's a lot. It's like it's an interesting thing. It's very hard to describe what it means to be Somali and what it means to be American, but it's like a cultural fusion. It's kind of like the bananas and rice. You know, people don't really see, like, you know, it's you know, people don't think, oh, you can eat bananas with rice, but that's what it's like to be Somali and American. It's like that combination of banana and rice, but you're gonna get what I mean.
I'll play it again.
I'm Somali. I'm proud to be Somali. To me, being Somali isn't just eating bananas with rice. It's a lot. It's like it's an interesting thing. It's very hard to describe what it means to be Somali and what it means to be American, but it's like a cultural fusion. It's kind of like the bananas and rice.
Fuck, I'm
you know,
gonna eat, goddamn.
people don't really see, like, you know, it's you know, people don't think, oh, you can eat bananas with rice, but that's what it's like to be Somali and American. It's like that combination of banana and rice, but you're gonna get what I mean.
I don't know what she means.
I just want to say what she has said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I've ever heard. At no point in her rambling, incoherent response was she even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Eating a Reuben sandwich during the break.
Come on, it's Billy Madison.
It was a good quote, correction, from Billy Madison. Billy Madison.
I award you no points.
During the break.
May God have mercy on your soul.
Yep.
And so, anyway. Was she for or against bananas and rice? I don't know.
It's a diet staple, and I think partly because it's like bananas are abundant.
Oh,
you go to certain parts of the world, and you can like pick coconuts off every tree, and probably it's like whatever. It's a poor country, not a rich country, very corrupt country, and rice is pretty affordable mostly, and they got a lot of bananas around, so that's kind of what they eat, and the rest of it gets stolen by the government or by the people. So there's no infrastructure and everything else. And by the way, people are like, why don't you move to Somalia for the libertarians? And it's actually when their corrupt government collapsed, people reported everything was working a lot better. So it's not a really good argument to say like, oh, you're libertarian. It's like, yeah, when the government went away, everything started functioning better, and then y'all brought a bunch of, I don't know, satanic worship, Satan worshiping pedophiles back in or something.
Yeah. It's tough to get away from. They're everywhere.
So let's pivot from that goofy thing, and there's a lot going on with the Charlie Kirk thing, and these guys, Tim Pool and Alex Jones and all these people started crashing out because there's absolutely no way to change my mind.
Hey, yo.
Alex Jones owes that billions of dollars, and he got on the take.
It feels that way.
Alex.
It's like, like Alex Jones, and I've been specializing in Alex Jones for well over a decade at this point. He used to be against the police state, and we're seeing aspects of the police state really right now with ICE. And he seems to be pro-ICE, quasi.
So is Tim Pool.
It's really unusual.
They're getting checks from the same place. They want civil war.
It's really bizarre to see. Tim Pool, I can believe. Alex Jones, that's tough to take.
They wrecked his life. He'll do anything at this point.
Yeah,
keep his family together.
I get it.
So let's not. We don't want to waste too much time. I got a lot of Charlie Kirk shit here.
Well, let me bring this up on screen, and we will enjoy this clip together. Okay? Here we go. We're going to do this together.
Charlie Kirk was assassinated.
Charlie undoubtedly was going to be president, and he was undoubtedly massively influential. Charlie could do something that a lot of streamers can't do. And what he could do, and this is very important, he could operate in the physical realm. He could force people to be kinetic. He could get people to go to a place. You think that's a small thing. If Sneaky said, hey guys, come here, no one's gonna go. No one gives a fuck. Fuck you. Charlie can fill a stadium. A stadium is an army. When you can make people move, when you can shake people out of apathy, you have a different level of power. You have a different level of influence, and Charlie could undoubtedly do that across the country. And when you look at Charlie Kirk and what happened to him, you have to understand that every single thing that happens in the world is simply just an endless battle, a never-ending tapestry for influence. The media is trying to influence you of things. Advertising is trying to influence you of things. Streamers are trying to influence you of things. It's all a battle for influence all of the time. And if you're a true power player, you have influence. I had more influence over the young men than the BBC. The BBC said do something, they didn't listen. If I said do something, they did listen. So they hit me. So Charlie had influence. And everyone who didn't like or was threatened by what he was about to say or how he was currently using his influence wanted him gone. It's all just an influence battle. Charlie was an influential person, and that's why he's dead. So to get to the bottom of who shot him in the neck, the question is, who was threatened by or was soon to be threatened by what he was doing and saying? And if you work that out, you can get to the bottom of it.
Why do you think Charlie Kirk was assassinated?
Hulk Hogan.
All right.
And so in the... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying Hulk was threatened by him, and, he's dead now, and you just got to turn the page.
Turn the page, and we're gonna turn the page.
Mrs. Walsh
It's so much
right there.
easier.
Yeah.
And so, another one where the whole investigation, I'm not sure how much y'all covered it, but, Jimmy Dores does a good job of just kind of summarizing it. It's like he brought the gun and disassembled the gun, but left the tool in the roof, and then assembled the gun without the tool. And then, it's like there's so many things that don't add up. And then he's at the Dairy Queen, and then,
they had a deal on blizzards, man.
Ridiculous. What's that?
They had a deal on blizzards. You got to stop off at a Dairy Queen after your assassination.
Parfait.
Oh, peanut butter. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's the level. Even the video, there's a video of the roof where just after the shot, it feels like that guy on the roof was almost in full sprint. There's a lot of things that just don't make sense about the assassination. Bullet angle, reaction from people, the fact that they destroyed the crime scene within 3 days.
No, that wasn't weird. Isn't the shape of the amphitheater shaped like a...
I think there's Masonic stuff.
Menorah.
Yeah, there's weird symbolism. The searches for the assassin and the doctors, the hospital, all predating the assassin. There's enough anomalies to where you can say, well, all these anomalies certainly do line up to a conspiracy.
That's what I mean. They make it so sloppy. Like when they can control the JFK thing because there weren't a lot of cameras and everything. But in this particular case, it's like they can't control. Like Mikey, the guy who is supposedly one of Charlie's best friends, just zips away and goes on the phone as soon as Charlie, gets shot. And then the story becomes Mikey was there, and the first thing he did, he was covered in blood, and he called, and it's like none of that checks out. It's the other guy, pulls the cards out of the camera, but not the cameras. It's just there's too much.
Yeah,
there's too much there to just be like, here's what happened. A guy who likes trannies shot a guy because he didn't say the right thing.
It's almost like
trannies.
they wanted to use that to kick off a civil war. And
totally.
And it didn't work. And they're like, okay, what other game plan do we got to kick off a civil war? It's like they keep playing these cards, that card game. And they keep playing a card, and it did not work the way they wanted to. They didn't get the reaction from the right that they wanted.
The guy with the stick who's poking to a civil war.
That's what it feels like. And so we just play this.
The only people who are going out there are the LARPing dumbasses who are who Tim Pool can reach them, and whatever, Kyle Kalinske and these guys. That's like they pick their sides, and Kyle Kalinski's too stupid to know that maybe he's getting paid.
Maybe.
I don't know. But the Krasensteins, I feel like they're getting paid by some left-wing operation. And it's like they stir them all up. They send the bots out to fight with each other so that the people who are paying attention and think they're fighting for the right side, they're like, see, everyone agrees with me. But then they get in fights on Reddit for 2 hours with somebody who's just AI generating posts back and forth. And this guy spent 2 hours not looking at the control apparatus, which is nonpartisan.
So
they're looking at each other.
I have to ask you, do you have concerns about ICE targeting you and your husband?
Not at all.
No.
Why would I?
I'm just asking.
We're all legit and legal.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking if it's in the back of your mind. If it's in the back of your mind.
Not at all.
Okay.
No. Yep.
All right.
Anyway, I think I put in a clip.
Yep, I got it.
So when everybody grieves in their own way, Erica Kirk is coming out like, fireworks and disco ball and all this crazy
partying.
shit. She is coming. Yeah, she's looking fabulous. But then just to give us a sense for her, I just picked this clip because it was within reach.
Okay.
But tell me that this is a genuine person and that you genuinely believe it.
I will see what I can come up with here. We'll see.
I just want you guys to be bold. Be courageous. Stand for Christ. It's not easy, but I promise you, just stand. God will do the rest. He'll do the rest. So tonight, please just hold your head high, not because you're prideful. It's not why I say that. I say it because God's strength, and by his grace and his goodness, we will change this country. We will change this world.
What a bunch of bullshit. I've seen a lot of, fakers in my life. She's a phony.
It feels like that thing that Republican woman did in response to Joe Biden, where it's like whispering.
Our families are hurting. This crisis is despicable.
One of the worst rebuttals to a State of the Union.
Look, I know we stand with you.
Yeah, it's that whispering, emotional stuff. If you're whispering, to me, that's fake. And it's tough to put yourself in, her shoes, Kirk's shoes. But if I lost my spouse, I wouldn't be doing this. I would probably need a lot more time to grieve. But I don't know. I guess I'm just a normal person.
I'd be totally out of fucks. I'd be like, fuck that, fuck this. I'm not.
Yeah.
If a bill comes by and I'm late, I don't even fucking care. This sucks.
I'm gonna take care of my family as best I can, whatever's left of it, and probably retreat from public. I wouldn't be doing speeches. I mean, I don't think I could, especially it would happen in the days after his death. So I don't know. I guess to each their own and how they deal with it, but
it's a completely. No, it's absurd. So Candace Owens, obviously, they attack her because she's crazy. They attack her for all these things. They never attack the content of what she finds. They always mischaracterize it like, oh, Candace Owens says Charlie Kirk went to an X-Men school. Like, she said he went to a gifted school, and she's using the X-Men school thing as kind of like hyperbolic, fun way to talk about it. And she comes off as genuine. I've never gotten the sense that Candace Owens doesn't believe. And the idea that Tim Pool and Alex Jones come after her with the same talking points, it's just a little too much for me. But anyway, she got a hold of this Zoom call. So just listen to this.
Okay. I like Zoom calls. We're on one right now.
We're on one.
Here we go.
Hi, everybody. I still love all these emoji Zoom things. Wow. I don't even know where to begin. The fact that we were able to pull off an event of a century, like, it's just insane. We had over 275,000 people that attended, and stadium, overflow, Westgate, insane, you guys. And then you have, was it 100 million? You guys that heard the gospel and all about Charlie and all about everything that you guys do and the hard work of Turning Point USA is insane. We had thousands that were registered to vote. I think we're at like over 200,000 for merch sales. Don't quote me on that because I think it just keeps like bumping up like crazy. But I just wanted to say a huge thank you to the events team, the development team, the graphic design team, the production team. It's just phenomenal. Their incredible work leading into the memorial. And honestly, a lot of the staff that worked on the memorial, they had 20-hour days for a week during the time of us grieving the loss of my husband. And honestly, I know several staff that didn't even sleep. Again, you guys are breathing angels. And I'm so grateful for all of you. And obviously a huge thank you to the Mosaic team. VI, you guys are 10 out of 10. Like we have the most incredible team. We just do. And you guys know that.
It is an interesting clip. If you listen to the whole show, I've been following, like every morning when there's a new Candace show, I look for it. Like it's a gym day, I'm like, this is going to be awesome. Because I tend to listen to music on running days. But I'm like, I'm on the edge of my seat with all this crap.
They got you. It's a real life crime drama. Like, to me, it's just...
And it's not like it's without evidence. And the funniest thing about it all, and we've talked about this, is that Candace Owens presents the idea, makes the claim, waits for everybody to come at her, in the same way that we talked about with Project Veritas and O'Keefe. Like, they put out the first part, and then everybody attacks like the straw man thing in that and claims that everything's been debunked or whatever. Trump claims without evidence. And then the receipts come out on the next show. So everybody's like, I didn't know that. I thought I could just lie, you know? And that was the case with the Charlie was turning on the Israel project. Is like, he wasn't. He loved Israel. He always loved Israel. And then Candace shows the text string, and they're like, "Yeah, I mean, but he did." I love it. You know, and it's like, okay, I don't have to be a genius to understand who's willing to lie to me at every level, in every moment that they need to.
Well, we got to. You got any more clips? We got to get to Cratchit here soon. How many more clips you got?
We do. Yeah, I mean, so I can save these for Saturday because there's a lot, but maybe just this last one.
Okay. This is the James Dorr.
No, because I've got a bunch of these people saying a lot of these kinds of things, but let's just do this one that I'm dropping in now.
Okay, so this is...
There was because this is somebody else.
This is some guy.
I'm sure Candace will play it today, probably.
Okay.
There was a conversation that I had with Liz Harris, who used to be part of the Arizona House of Representatives.
Yeah, we know Liz.
Yep.
Liz.
I had a conversation with her. I have it recorded too, because in Arizona you can record conversations. She literally said to me, Turning Point's Mossad. Tyler Boyer is Mossad. They're all neocons.
Mm-hmm. Liz Harris told you this?
Liz Harris told me this. I have the recording.
She told you Tyler Boyer was Mossad?
Yep.
Okay, I can see that. Sure.
Last clip, play the one, because he did release the audio recording, and I've got a bunch of these clips of people saying the same, like people who worked at Turning Point going like, I think these people are Mossad. They're definitely spies.
Oh boy, we've been taken over. Oh boy.
The other very delicate thing we have going on is all this stuff with Israel. Now, Thaler is Jewish. Breger is Jewish. Like, when I say Jewish, I mean, like, not, they're very Jewish, meaning Bev Goldstein. Like, there's so many names I can throw out that I do believe when we look at Turning Point and we look at all of this, I do see Mossad. I see there's so many other things where I'm connecting dots. I think Alex Jones is controlled by them. Charlie Kirk's controlled by them. Steve Bannon. I can't believe nobody's killed me. I really can't. I have no idea why.
Because God is protecting right now. There's a lot of people that are surprised are not dead right now.
Who's saying this? This is that's the Arizona GOP committee woman, Liz Harris, confirms. Okay, so I mean, I'd like to see a little bit more evidence than just her saying.
I've got
what
more
she believes
if you want, but we gotta move on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can see it at this point. I would suspect any major group that has any sort of influence has already been infiltrated by some group or another for their own agenda. We've seen it all along the way, all throughout the 2000s, whether it's the Tea Party or Occupy or any one of these groups. They're always infiltrated and then turned against its original intent and taken over and used. So, all right. That's fun. That's fun, Cratchit, isn't it? Okay.
I don't know. I'm kind of interested to hear what else he's got going on over there.
You want to hear one more?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hear one more.
Joe's on a tear about stuff that is really deep.
All right, Joe, let's do one more. Bring it home.
Okay. I already closed all my tabs.
Oh, okay. I close my tabs. That's all right. You can save it for Saturday.
I got you.
These computers, I tell you, they just get crazier and crazier.
Tab recall.
Robot helicopters.
Ooh, robot helicopters too?
AI robots. Robot computers.
Yeah.
We're in World War IV.
How about I play this song while you...
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is fantastic when you're living the Ebola dream.
I miss Ebola.
It was fun times. Good times. All right. Here is James Dorr in the James Dorr Experience.
Peterson. I'm a former representative for Turning Point USA, and I have a story to tell when I was at Turning Point. So the first couple nights went as you would expect. It's pretty long and strenuous work. We were being trained very vigorously, and after the first few days, we were told that we were going to have some group time. And the first thing that I thought about that was that's going to be awesome. We get a group bond and stuff like that. And I get to hang out with my leader. However, this was not the case. We were going to be going out with our former representatives that had shown up from previous years and had been at training in previous years. And they were going to be the ones that were going to show us around the city. So I get paired up with these two specific people who I cannot name currently, but they take us out. And the first thing that I found very odd about, this Christian conservative company is they rented 2 stripper vans to take us out to the city. No strippers, but it was like there were stripper poles inside the vans. Very odd, very unlike, their values, but okay. And then once we got down to the bars in Arizona, they started getting us drunk. The former reps were, and very drunk at that. And then they started singling out people, and they would pull them out one by one to go outside and smoke like a cigarette. Now, when it was finally my turn to go and talk to them, they approached me and they asked me, hey, what are your views on Israel? And I just told them, I think Israel's a good country. At the time, I thought so, at least. And they told me, okay, well, what do you think about, Mossad and, Israeli forces? And I was like, they're all right. Yeah. And they were like, what if we told you we're part of it? Israeli groups and forces. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I'm like, and you work for Turning Point, right? And they were like, yeah, we do. We've been working for Turning Point for the past 4 or 5 years now. Now, at the time, I did not know if the company knew of this. I did not know if they were infiltrating the company by any means, but they were Israeli agents within Turning Point USA, and I knew that there were more as well, and there was many more of them in Turning Point, and it was a very concerning thing.
This last one's a shorty. It gets straight into it, but that guy puts his face on camera and says, I mean, I have no reason to believe that he's lying. This one, I was kind of like, you can AI this, but interesting nonetheless.
Okay, let's hear it. Here we go.
Shut up.
Let's watch.
When Erica Kirk came in as leader, I don't even know how to explain it. The vibe just shifted, like instantly. And then she starts bringing in all these new people, total unknowns. No social media, no LinkedIn, no nothing. It's like they just appeared. Everyone in the office is joking, well, half joking, that they're all spooks. And honestly, it fits. So people start digging around just to see who we're really working with. And it gets creepy fast. Her mom works for some Israeli defense firm, something to do with missile systems, like the Iron Dome level stuff. Her dad literally wrote the book about how to integrate private companies into the intelligence community. And Erica, she loves to brag about her connections. She'll say stuff in meetings like, if I want to know something about someone, I can have it by morning. Mossad doesn't sleep. Then she'll flash that megawatt smile like she's joking. But she's not. Everyone knows she's not. Does she actually work for them? I mean, yeah, everyone thinks so. She's hinted at it herself. And now, the whole office feels wired. Slack channels are dead. People don't say what they're thinking anymore. Everyone's paranoid, like the walls are listening. Maybe they are.
So anyway.
Damn. Okay. Interesting.
It's getting, and so the other thing that people are pointing out is that Erica Kirk is demanding a speedy trial for Tyler Robinson when it's the perpetrator gets a speedy trial, not the victim.
Yeah. Like, what's the point of, what does she care for speedy? As long as the facts are out there and it's a clean trial.
And the other thing they're putting together is that they put they're laying off a bunch of people without cause, which is obviously a lot of states have that. And she, at the beginning, as soon as you started criticizing her, she's like, don't criticize the Turning Point family. I love them. They're my family. And then they're like, turn January, and it's like, then now they're laying everybody off. And yeah, it's just, it's a lot of strange stuff.
A lot of shenanigans. It feels like, it makes sense. It makes sense. I can see that. I don't even need a lot of evidence. It's like, I can see that. It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Cratchit, it is your time to shine right now. Bring it home. Come on.
Food, bacon, ham, apples.
I'm going to get my food, bacon, ham, apples out here.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have my news gif up yet. What's happening?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
He had all that time to prepare.
Come on.
Come on, man.
All right.
It's called
Joe
the
mentioned
Omnicron.
his continuous observations of people not disposing of toilet paper.
Yes, it's a big problem in society.
So I'm going to have to start with this story, which is some toilet news.
Okay.
Breaking news is happening right now.
And there's a local, this is one of those websites, there's a local news story embedded. It's not this story, so don't get tricked.
Okay. I do get tricked very easily. Man defrauds company, steals more than 400 smart toilets in Miami, says police.
Man, I got mixed emotions about this one.
Wow, that's a lot of toilets.
That's a lot of toilets.
That's a lot of black market smart toilets. It's hard to move product on the street, especially toilets. You know, this is probably a very niche black market item, but we'll see.
You think he could claim these are all for personal use?
It's tough. You might be able to get away with 4 maximum for a house, but installing 400 in your house, it's hard to claim personal use. But a Miami man was arrested after he allegedly defrauded a manufacturer of high-end bathroom products by stealing $400,000 worth of toilets and other materials. Paul Joe Gomez, 37, is accused of diverting company merchandise, including more than 400 toilets from Southwest Corporation in Brownsville, according to the arrest report. 400 toilets. So each toilet is about $1,000. That's a pretty expensive toilet right there.
Joe, you have a fancy smart toilet, don't you?
I do, yeah.
How much?
Very
how much was
expensive
it?
toilet.
Yeah.
You really only need one.
Is $1,000 a good estimate for a fancy schmancy toilet?
I could look it up on Amazon.
Yeah, please.
I'll give you $10,000.
Well, Gomez was
past orders.
He was caught after an employee became aware of a September 25 that someone was advertising and selling Southwest Corporation ANSI brand smart toilets through Facebook Marketplace. I usually buy my toilets on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, I always look for those used. I want used secondhand toilets.
I get
a discount on
body parts and toilets on Facebook Marketplace.
That's right. You get screaming deals there.
Best deals in the world. That employee told the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Department that the listings depicted the ANSI products as being offered for sale at prices and in quantities inconsistent with legitimate retail distribution. Well, who knows? It could be just a used toilet. It's unfair to assume that these are black market toilets. This could be a guy just having a whole stockpile of used toilets. You never know. But the employee then contacted the seller posing as an interested buyer and was able to find out that the seller had access to bulk inventory. The arrest report states the seller told the employee the date of which she had received the pallets of toilets, allowing the employee to check surveillance camera and internal records. Boy, this is some employee. It sounds like someone who has stock in the company. It's not just some pencil pusher. This is someone who really wants to see the company do well.
This is an owner-operator, sir.
When the employee checked the cameras, she saw inventory being removed without authorization into a moving truck, including 13 toilets on a pallet being loaded quickly without paperwork. Video of multiple other dates allegedly shows Gomez loading pallets of toilets and tubs into a moving truck, indicating a repeated pattern of diverting company merchandise from the premise rather than a single isolated occurrence. So this guy, he just couldn't stop himself. He loved the toilets so much, he kept coming back for more.
Well, and tubs. They threw that one in there, too.
Yeah.
I'm madly in love with you.
These are great toilets.
Maybe that was a special deal. Hey, you buy one of these toilets, I'll throw in a tub.
Oh, on Facebook Marketplace? Stuff to turn that down, yeah. Even if you don't need a tub, you could use it for a whole bunch of other things.
Joe, it says that toilet's not available anymore. Can't buy that toilet anymore.
I don't know what to tell you, but there's no lack
I'm going to have to go to
of,
Facebook Marketplace for my toilet.
You might. $1,000 toilets if you want them.
I don't see that. Where'd you post that?
I direct message to.
It was a secret.
Pratchett.
He said, "Don't tell Mike.
He doesn't deserve this toilet.
Don't tell him about the secret toilet."
Oh shit. Dude, it's crazy. Like once you get one, you never want to go back. Like that 93-degree butt spray.
Mm-hmm.
It's anything left over inside comes right back out. Like if you feel like there's a little left over,
I often do.
Yeah, it's coming out.
Wow, look at this. This is the one-piece elongated smart toilet / bidet with auto open, close, auto flush, foot sensor, LED temperature display, heated seat, and integrated multifunction remote. That's incredible.
This is what I want. This is what I need.
We never know. It's like C4.
AI?
You got to walk out of the bathroom, and it's gonna blow. Some of those turds, they would just blast apart as soon as the flusher goes.
Hey, Cretch, do you remember that toilet scene from Lethal Weapon? Do you think we could have Lieutenant Murtaugh sitting on one of these smart toilets?
Well, I mean, I guess, but I mean, what's going to look different about it?
Well, he would have access to various functions like C4 detection, bomb disposal.
Oh, so it's going to be a crime-fighting smart toilet.
That's correct. This is version 2. So if your toilet has been rigged with explosives, which everyone's dropping bombs in their own way, but this is for crime fighting purposes. And we need a phone home beacon on it too, GPS tracking, just so this guy Gomez does not steal your toilet, and we can track it down like a little Apple tag,
AirTag.
Yeah, AirTags. This guy was eventually charged with first-degree grand theft and organized fraud, and booked into the Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center. So he's going to have to come up with a different story to tell the other convicts.
I thought they should have added a line there. He's in the correctional facility where they have terrible basic prison toilets,
regular toilets that he will not enjoy.
In my bathroom, there's a big bottle of Lysol. Will somebody run in there and get that for me?
Well, I do like toilet news, and this definitely delivered in a big way. But we're going to move on, Cretched. Here we go.
They have the same birthday as Adolf Hitler.
Who has the same birthday as Adolf Hitler?
That guy who spoke, Asmongold.
All right, let's see where else can we go today. Well, this one's making the rounds. I saw it posted several times in the Discord. I pulled it very early this morning. It's one of our favorite events, and we can be
because this is Civil War.
It's not Civil War. This event will bring the country back together.
Oh, okay.
We can all feel secure that this is happening, regardless of the divide separating the country. This will unite. This is something that all sides of the political spectrum can embrace.
Okay.
We have to wait a few months for it because it's one of those springtime events, but it's something that happens every year, and we look forward to it.
Oh, great. Oh, here it is. Yes. Oscar Mayer's Wienermobile race is coming back to the Indy 500. Yes.
That's some good news on that front.
Absolutely. We love the Wienermobile Indy 500. Yes, Indianapolis, the Wienermobiles are coming back for a bite at the Brickyard in May, giving them another chance to relish the spotlight of racing's biggest weekend. Oscar Mayer announced on Sunday all 6 of its famed street-ready vehicles will compete in the second straight year on Indianapolis's Motor Speedway and in its historic 2.5-mile oval. The Weenie 500 is scheduled for May 22nd during the track's annual Carbonation Day Festival. I'm not sure what that is, but apparently it's a big deal in Indy, and I'm just finding out about it right now. Last year's race was such a hit, organizers wanted to give fans a second round to savor the flavor of the lighthearted competition just 2 days before the IndyCar's marquee race at the Indy 500. I love it. This is fantastic, and this is what America's all about.
I love it.
And didn't one of the Wienermobiles kind of spin out last year? And
they some of them overheated and caught fire, and these are basically it's a heavy duty truck chassis with that massive Wiener assembly on top, and they're not the most spirited vehicles.
Yeah.
Suck on hot dogs.
Yeah, well,
that's what the race was originally called.
Suck on hot dogs, yes.
Suck on hot dogs, but they're like, let's dial that one back.
But I decided the time had come to overcome my lifelong fear. Hot dogs.
Yeah, well, this is a good way to do it when you're confronted by fast-moving wieners on the Indy 500. You're forced to really face your fears.
And so it might be in the article somewhere, but the relish thing.
Yes,
it's like anybody who's not in first place needs to catch up.
Oh, let's see. Each Wienermobile will feature toppings representing the American regional favorite while carrying custom decals. Drivers will don hot dogger racing suits while the iconic Wiener song plays and the champ drives into the Wieners Circle. Not the Winner Circle, the Wiener Circle. Slaw Dog,
Very nice.
which represents the Southeast, will try to prove it's beefy enough to defend against last year, defend its last year's crown. 4 other regional favorites are expected to return. We got Chai Dog from the Midwest. We got New York Dog from the East. We got Chili Dog from the South. And the Seattle Dog from the Northwest. Let's see here. But the Sonoran Dog may be replaced after failing to cut the mustard in 2025. Yes.
There you go.
There you go. Fans can choose their final. Can we bet on this? Is there like a gambling we can bet on this?
You can bet on anything.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think we got to bet on it. I think OBDM, we need to get on this.
DraftKings? That one?
Yeah, DraftKings, yeah. We got to bet on this in a big way.
There's a bunch of them that let you bet on anything.
See if I can find that one.
Fans can choose the final entrant from a menu of 7 possibilities, including the San Aurero Dog by visiting Instagram in the Pick Your Dog Weenie 500 bracket. Updates will be provided on Instagram's account or on TikTok. Quote, the response to the first Weenie 500 was overwhelming, and we heard fans loud and clear that they were hungry for more, says Kelsey Rice, Oscar Mayer's brand communication director, said in a statement. Yeah, whoever's running the Oscar Mayer brand at this point is doing some amazing things with getting the wiener out there, showing people what the wiener's all about, and getting involved in this race is top-notch brand. It's like what a development here, co-branding. It's a winner.
Well, and then also the you can drive the Wienermobile thing. This is what they call earned advertising.
Yeah,
okay, I need money.
Yeah, they are paying what I think $37,000 to $45,000 a year based on experience. If you want to drive the Wienermobile, if you pass a background check, something we looked into.
So I wonder how much they're paying to get this like PR out there, and how much is it just like, we're going to do a contest, let people, and then people start sharing it, and it gets on these little corny news articles.
It's memed, because I was sent the actual race last year countless times, because people hear us talk about it. We're like probably the only podcast that covers Wienermobile news, whether they break down in Las Vegas or their catalytic converters get stolen, they're hijacked, they crash. We actively cover developments with this, and I'm surprised Oscar Mayer's not giving us money at this point. They don't know about us. We care. I think we're the only podcast that covers this crappy topic.
I can't remember the last time I ate a hot dog.
Oh, well, maybe that it's time to change
Mike, do you
that.
want to just lean into it and rebrand as Wienercast?
Sure. Dogcast or something like that. We can do that.
I think we'll get better social media play with Wienercast.
Probably. You're probably right. Yeah.
Probably more has been written or said about our hot dogs than about any other in America.
That is correct, yes. We have famous hot dogs here. Just to end this article real quick, with amplified engagement, intensified rivalries, and more surprise in store, we're giving people what they want, an unparalleled live experience that will leave them craving for more.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Look at your child.
Okay, well, one more story, Cratchit. How about it? Let's do it.
So this one's a two-parter. It involves one of your favorite people you like to play clips from.
Oh.
So I'll give you the Instagram. It's not Hulk Hogan.
Oh.
This, let's say, third favorite. I would say the third favorite person you play clips from.
Oh, really?
I'm going to give you the
Shimabukuro.
Yes.
I'm going to give you the Instagram link first. You can just play this one. It's a bit of a teaser.
Oh.
And then I have the explainer article to follow up.
I don't like when people tease me, though, but okay. One second. Here we go. Oh, bing, bongo, bingo, bongo. Here we go.
After so many years of celebrating my birthday as Guy, I figured this year I'd celebrate it as just a guy. Happy birthday to me.
Okay. Just a guy. Okay. Wait a second. That guy we just saw?
Yep.
That guy
we
just saw was Guy Fieri. You know, the famed guy who does Welcome to Flavor Town, that was Guy Fieri. Holy crap. He has his he has his hair combed down. I didn't recognize him at all.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
You may want to go back and just run that clip again.
That is incredible. Hold on a second. Yeah.
Hey there. After so many years of celebrating my birthday as Guy, I figured this year I'd celebrate it as just a guy. Happy birthday to me.
You're killing it with this.
By the way, it took him 2 attempts to blow out the candles on his cake, so he's in for bad luck this
year. He is overweight. He can't, he has lack of breath.
Hey, buddy, you look like shit.
He does.
I hear this dude's rocking it.
Guy Fieri reveals why he changed his entire look in spiky blonde hair for his 58th birthday. I'm curious to know. Guy Fieri is known for never doing anything halfway, and that includes completely reinventing his iconic look for one of the biggest advertising stages this year.
Super duper weenie.
The Food Network's star opened up about the dramatic transformation fans will see in his upcoming Super Bowl commercial for Bosch, a campaign that required him to hide his signature goatee, ditch his spiky blonde hair, and step into a role of someone he calls just a guy. Okay.
Welcome to Flavor Town.
If you're going to go big, Fieri tells people of committing to the concept. They said, well, can you shave your goatee? And I said, I would do this. This is such an important commercial. This is such a big deal. Plus, you gave me a whole bunch of money. He didn't say, I put that last part in there. That's the only reason why someone was going to do this is if he got like a really good payday to shave his goatee and make himself like look like not him. Lots of money. The campaign, which Bosch spent months developing, features 2 versions of Guy Fieri. The larger-than-life personality audiences know, and the button-down, clean-cut alter ego, so convincing that even his own family was thrown off. Yeah.
The tortilla is great. The al pastor is tender. It's got a ton of flavor. There's a good amount of char on this.
Yep. I sent the picture to my mom, and she said, "Who is that?" Fieri recalls. She said, "It really looks like you a lot, but I know it's not you." I said, "Mom, that's me. That's me."
I hear this dude's rocking it.
The uncanny transformation was teased publicly for the first time on January 22nd for his 58th birthday when he shared a short Instagram video debuting the conversion to the new look. Yeah, it's crazy. It's fascinating to see. In the clip, he sports a checkered button-down shirt, khaki trousers, and neatly parted brown hair, and a stark contrast to his trademark Flavor Town style. That's right.
Welcome to Flavor Town.
I don't know if you caught that line in there about his goatee where they basically use CGI to remove it.
What? He didn't cut it?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. What a jerk off.
This is bullshit.
We paid all that money for him, and they use CGI. No, I don't know. That's bullshit.
This is bullshit.
If I'm the worst, I just lost respect for Guy Fieri at this point. I just lost tremendous respect for him. It was the craziest 24 to 36 hours of my filming career, he said. We shot it like a movie. Nothing was spared. Fully becoming just a guy required far more than swapping out outfits. Fieri says the whole wig alone took 2 hours to apply each day, a far cry from his famous fast hair routine. It took 2 hours to put on the wig, he said. When you see the picture, you're going to want to buy a life insurance policy from me, and you're going to want to go out and play bingo. Okay. He's really selling it. So what's this Bosch commercial? What is he? So the concept came together with collaboration with Bosch leadership, including CMO Boris Dokhani, as the brand looked to balance innovation, humor, and surprise during the Super Bowl's most competitive ad moments. I don't even know what they're advertising. What are they? What is this? What am I supposed to buy now?
Wassalah.
You need to buy a fresh case of wassalah.
Yeah, that's great, isn't it?
Does it say what it's actually for?
They're advertising. This is part of the problem with these Super Bowl commercials. A lot of times they're advertising things I don't even know if they are. I want to buy something, but they won't tell me what to buy. I'm looking to spend some money over here.
I tell you, don't do it.
So it just says it's the kickoff of a long ad campaign for Bosch, but doesn't say what.
Yeah.
Oh, good luck. Doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me either. I don't even know what to say about this. I think we got to go.
I would say we need to tweet at him and say, look, I'm standing here with all this money in my hand. I don't know what to spend it on.
I'm trying to buy your product, but I don't even know what it is.
Well, and Bosch is one of those companies. They make tons of stuff.
They make stuff for like contact solution. Should I buy that?
Yes.
I don't even wear contacts, but I'll buy some.
So apparently it's about tools. He says during the shooting he was trying to sneak a Bosch nailer and circular saw out of the studio. So
okay, I'll buy some cleaning solution for my contacts and a drill.
Yes.
But you're thinking of Bausch and Lomb, sir.
Oh,
it's different.
Well, then it's not
Bosch
clear.
Bosch is a German industrial manufacturer.
Well, it's not clear what they're trying to sell me. So obviously I'm confused with the brand.
So you're saying this didn't capture the necessary message?
No, I would say they missed the mark. For people like me, I have money burning a hole in my pocket, ready to spend. Just tell me where I gotta spend it.
I'm all riled up.
Yeah, that's right. Well, thank you everyone for hanging out during this Wednesday show. Sorry to bore you with my doctor talk and cryogenics story, but not everything's
real
gold.
Doctor.
What's that?
I don't think he's a real doctor.
Oh, he is. Not everything we do on here is golden, but we show up. And we try to check in with people. Watch out there. The police state's coming no matter which way you turn. So don't fall for it. It's a trap.
You're old enough to get the finger up the ass, aren't you?
I talked to him about that. He didn't want to do it this time.
Yeah,
keep telling him to do it to me.
Actually,
he says no.
Here's how they do it now, Joe. They tell you to crap in a box. And so last year I took a crap or a dump in this box, and then I shipped it in the mail.
Nice.
To just a random person?
It was like they gave me a label, I put it on the box, and I shipped it off. Yeah. Okay. That's what they do now. And so they put that through AI, and they tell me what is or isn't wrong with me.
Interesting.
You haven't crapped? They haven't told you to crap in a box yet?
No. In fact, if they did, I'd be like, can't we just use the finger?
Come on.
I like the
I'm an old-fashioned kind of guy.
Yeah. I'm not ready to let go.
Well, thank you, Joe. Thank you, Cratchit. Shop Lagoo, everyone.
Yeah, goodbye.
Keep watching the skis. There's Super Bowl commercials coming up for God knows what.
Oh my God!
What the fuck is this?
Stop yelling.
That's about all. Shablagu. Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.
Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.
Well, now you know the rest of the story.
Sparkle Shine Story Time.